Who is Adetomi?
Yeah.
What made you first want to be an entrepreneur? Do you remember how you got your first customer? Are you ready to answer some quick fire questions? Welcome to the JOD Pod, a micro podcast where we interview CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches. Today we are joined by Adetomi Odufuye, co-founder of Clicky Technologies. Great to have you with us today, Adetomi.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak on your platform.
Awesome. So for those of us who don't know who you are, who is Adetomi?
Okay, my name is Tommy, co-founder of Clicky Technologies. We are a brand influencing and a social media platform. I've spent a couple of years working in financial services, live in Lagos, Nigeria, love Nigerian music, movies, and Manchester United. So that's Tommy.
Manchester United.
Yeah.
Oh man, you've either alienated half the audience, and the other half probably love you now.
Okay.
So you used to work in
Apologies.
finance before you jumped into entrepreneurship. What
Yeah.
made you first want to be an entrepreneur?
Okay, so I spent 2 decades working within financial services, basically providing finance and financial advisory to a wide range of industries from a corporate banking perspective. So I think my work experience made me to think entrepreneurial, and having spent so many years working in finance and working with different companies, I learned about how companies succeed and why companies fail. And I also thought it was the right time. I saw an opportunity within financial services. So before we started Clicky, actually set up a digital financial services platform, basically offering a wide range of savings and investment products on the digital platform. And I did that for a couple of years. And after that, we saw an opportunity in the brand influencing space. So we decided to start Clicky.
Fantastic. So you had a startup before Clicky that was more based around your wheelhouse, what you knew about. I think a lot of people, when they're getting into entrepreneurship, they worry about making that step, and I think the first thing that they worry about is how to get their first customer. Do you remember how you got your first customer?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I always tell people that you should start from what you know, start from your area of influence or your area of expertise. Don't be afraid to start small. I mean, there's a story that I tell people is that the story I tell people is that if you want to start a chicken farm, you can start by buying 2 eggs, sell 2 eggs and then buy a crate of eggs and then grow gradually. In fact, every big company that we know today actually started small. So for me, I had been in the financial services industry for many years, and I leveraged on that. I leveraged on my knowledge. I leveraged on the networks I had, to start this business. It actually started from a men's fellowship with as little as $200, basically giving loans to small businesses at a local church. And over the years, we've grown and we've scaled into this company that we've been able to manage. So it's been very, very interesting. So you start with one customer at a time, one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. Don't be afraid to start small, but think big, definitely.
That's such an important message. You don't think about how you get 1,000 customers. You think about how you get one,
Mhm.
and then the next one, and then
Absolutely.
the next one, and then the next one. That's such an important attitude to have. Thanks for that, Adetomi. So, can you tell me a little bit more about Clicky, what it's all about?
So what we're trying to do, let me just tell you how it started. So the idea behind Clicky started from a personal problem that myself and my co-founder had, Remy. So I was trying to create more awareness for my product and for my service. And he was also trying to get more following on his social media pages. So there are different things that you can do in terms of trying to create awareness on social media. Instagram is very good, Google is very good, YouTube, LinkedIn. There are a wide range of different platforms that you can consider, and they all have their challenges. So we thought, why not just pay people or reward people to share content for you? So basically, you can just go over to our website, right? If you're a brand trying to create more awareness, you just upload your content and buy tokens. then our wide network of users on the platform will share that content in exchange for tokens. And those tokens can be accredited to a wallet and can be redeemed for cash. So think about it like this. You probably share content on social media for free, don't you? If you see something you like on Instagram or if you see something you like on Facebook, you share it. So imagine sharing stuff to your family and to your friends and getting rewarded for sharing. So we're basically just trying to democratize the whole social influencing space. So it's something that we think is extremely interesting. It's something that can create opportunities for even people that don't have access to financial services or are financially excluded. You can basically go to social media, share content, get rewarded, and then you can cash out on your rewards. So that's basically how it works in a nutshell.
So who do you think is your ideal customer for this? Is it, are you focusing on a particular niche that they might use influencer marketing more than others?
Okay, I think the whole world is going digital now. Everybody is going towards digital advertise or digital platforms. And I strongly
Yeah.
believe that that's the future of advertising. So it's for two sets of people. It's for people on one side, brands trying to create more awareness for your product, for your service. So if you have a brand and you want to get more people to use your product, simply come over to our platform, upload your product and buy tokens. On the other end, is also for digital natives, people that use social media. And I think that speaks
Hmm.
to a majority of people, from people as young as 16 to people as old as 80. So it cuts across the different demographics, right? So I'll say that's our target audience, people that are on social media, people that are digital. And I think that's where most people on the world are present. I don't know if you agree.
No, I think that makes perfect sense because I think brands want to get more people, sharing their content and, particularly
Absolutely.
user generated content is absolutely key for a lot of brands out there. And some of them do it very well and some of them don't do it well at all.
Ab-
And having some way of
Absolutely.
incentivizing and actually paying for that, I think it's a no brainer. Is there like a geographical way that you can tell where a service is being delivered and what influencers might actually then share that content?
So yes, we can. So the technology behind Clicky, we use different tools where we're able to use cookies basically to tell, who is sharing our content. So
Mm.
presently, we have launched on the continent of Africa, Nigeria specifically, and then we also plan to scale this to other parts of the continent and the rest of the world, right? So we are launching in Nigeria just to start with. And just to touch on a
Mhm.
point that you raised earlier. So a lot of brands use influencers currently, right, to promote their product or service. But what we believe is that everybody and anybody can be an influencer. You don't have to have 2,000, 2 million followers. It's the network effect, having the critical
Yeah.
mass of people coming onto the platform and engaging with different kind of content. So we believe it's something that is scalable. We believe it's something that both brands and people on social media can benefit from. So I would really love for people to go out there to try it out and let us know what you think. If it's something that you would like us to bring to your location, you can reach out to us. I can share my email address and we can see how we can make that happen.
That sounds awesome. Adetomi, it sounds like such a great platform. I love your why about democratizing and thinking about everybody being an influencer. I think it's a really exciting idea and exciting future for it. Are you ready to answer some quick fire questions?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. What's your favorite app or SaaS product that you use every day?
Slack.
Slack. Why Slack?
I think it's user friendly. I think it helps us to, just put things into order and it works perfectly for us. It's a good tool to communicate and for project management.
Yeah, we use Slack a lot in our business. I think
Okay.
it's so good compared with the other messaging services out there. Just love Slack. I think it's
Okay.
brilliant. If they want to sponsor the podcast, please get in
Yes.
contact if you're listening from Slack.
True.
What's your most recommended book?
I have actually four in mind, if you don't mind. So, two
Four.
books that I'll
I'll let
recommend.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah, thanks. So, four books that I'll recommend to every entrepreneur out there. The first one is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell and David by and Goliath by the same author, Malcolm Gladwell. It basically talks about it gives small stories about the story behind success. Zero to One by Peter Thiel, very, very good book. Talks about people trying to scale a tech business. And he shares stories about Facebook, Planeteer, Tesla, and PayPal. So a lot of nuggets there. And there's another book by an author, Nigerian author, Ike Imokwede. It's called Leaving the Tarmac, Buying a Bank in Africa. Now, anybody that has ever done business in Africa knows that it's really extremely, it has challenges like every part of the world, but it's a book that I also recommend for entrepreneurs out there.
Fantastic. We'll definitely link to that because I
Hmm.
love hearing other perspectives on entrepreneurship from different kind of authors, and that sounds like a very
Absolutely.
unique perspective. Thanks for that.
Mm.
Who's
Okay.
your favorite YouTuber or podcaster at the moment?
Okay. Apart from you, James, obviously, I'll have to say, uh, so there's a podcast. Oh, sorry, it's a series on YouTube by my brother, my co-founder, Remy Odufuye, and it talks a lot about what's happening in the crypto space, right? So it's something that you really need to, uh, if you're interested in cryptology, non-fungible tokens. I'm trying to learn, but it's something that you need to pay attention to. So it's by Remy Odufuye. You can find him on YouTube and it talks about crypto.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll definitely link to that. And who do
Hmm.
you think is going to be the next Elon Musk?
No, that's a very, very interesting question. And the truth is that technology changes so rapidly, it is very, very difficult to say exactly what the next Facebook or the next Google or the next Tesla will be, right? But I strongly believe that it's going to come from an entrepreneur in Africa because there are so many problems here in Africa. And there are so many people that are using technology, to innovate and to solve those problems. So I'll say that you need to pay attention to the continent and what is happening on this part of the world because I strongly believe that the next big thing is going to come from the continent of Africa. So stay tuned.
I love that. Listen, that's one of the reasons we're talking because I think Africa and Nigeria in particular has got something really exciting entrepreneurs coming out of it,
Mhm.
and I want to hear their stories. So thanks for that, and
Absolutely.
I think that's good. You must is there any names that you can throw at me that you think it might that are on the upward curve that maybe people haven't
I
heard
mean,
of?
if you've been listening or paying attention to what's been happening on the continent, there are a lot of companies that are in the fintech space, Flutterwave, Haystack, so many companies like that, using technology to solve problems around financial inclusion and financial services in logistics, so many companies to name. So I think we just need to pay attention. There's some names that you might not have heard of, and there's some names that are still evolving. Maybe it might be Clicky, maybe it might be something related, but I think that there are going to be a lot of great innovations that are going to come out of Nigeria and Africa.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to see what happens over the next 5-10 years from that because as you say, there's a lot of problems, but with those problems, there's coming there are solutions, and the tech solutions coming out of there in particular are very very exciting. And where's the best place for people to find you online, Adetomi? Where do people interact with you best?
So you can interact with me on any of my social media handles. I'll share the details with you, or you can send me an email. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. Not very active on Twitter, but on LinkedIn and on Instagram. Or you can just send me an email. Or you can look for me on Clicky, and you can engage. We can engage there as well.
Excellent. Well, we'll put all the links to those in the show notes so people can reach out. There we
Hmm.
have it. Adetomi is the co-founder of Clicky, a social networking and brand influencing platform that rewards users for sharing content. He managed to get his first customer by doing what he knows, leveraging his existing network and also getting customers one at a time. I love that mantra. I think it's so key for anybody that's starting a business. Adetomi's favorite app is Slack. His most recommended books, he's given 4. He's cheated, but that's not a problem. Outliers and David and Goliath by Gladwell, 0 to 1 from Peter Thiel, and Leaving the Tarmac. He loves watching his brother, Remy Odufuye, on YouTube. We're going to put a link to his channel down below so people can learn about crypto and DeFi, etc. He thinks that we should be keeping an eye on entrepreneurs in Africa. The tech innovation and the issues that are coming out of there are producing some really exceptional entrepreneurs and founders. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that on the JOD Pod. And you can find out more from Adetomi by heading over to LinkedIn, searching for his name. We'll definitely put a link to that in the show notes as well. And head over to Cliqki.com. That's CLIQKI.com to see the work that Adetomi's doing for influencers and brands that are trying to share their messaging better. Adetomi, thank you for joining us today on the JOD Pod.
Thank you so much, James, for your platform. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the great work that you're doing.
Man, thank you. And thank you for joining us for today's interview with Adetomi on the JOD Pod. To ensure you don't miss out on any of these episodes, you've got to play the YouTube algorithm. You need to subscribe. You need to hit that like button. You need to bang the bell.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, and you need to ask Adetomi a question. Drop it below. Ask him a question about what's going on in the influencer space, around content, around African entrepreneurs, about Nigeria. It'll help out this episode. It'll help out Adetomi, and it helps out the JOD Pod. And it will just bring a little bit of altruistic positivity and love and joy into your heart. Hopefully you've been inspired by what Adetomi shared today in the interview. I want this to inspire you to go out and build something, create something new. Inspire the next generation. Thank you for joining us today on the JOD Pod. If you enjoyed this interview, why don't you check out some of these other interviews that we've done on the JOD Pod. More inspirational CEOs, coaches, entrepreneurs, founders, and authors. I'm sure there's something here that will inspire you to build something new.